What are some very comforting facts? Scientists, earlier this year, made a massive breakthrough in curing blindness, like verging a cure. It was masked by the virus headlines though. In Switzerland, it is illegal to own just one guinea pig because they are very social animals. It's considered animal abuse to only have one. My heart. All those embarrassing cringy memories that come flooding into your mind when you least expect it, but nobody else remembers them. Every last one of us has them. It's part of this complicated process called living. While you're busy remembering yours, everyone else is remembering their own. It's in the past. Nothing you can do right now can make it any better. Chalk it up as a lesson and reap the EXP. That's not true. I still remember when Chelsea did a flip during gymnastics in 3D grade and farted mid-flip. About 65% of America's aluminum is currently recycled. Every minute an average of 123,097 aluminum cans are recycled. On average, Americans recycle 2 out of every 3 aluminum cans they use. The average aluminum can contains more than 50% post-consumer recycled aluminum. It's just aluminum, but it shows that we can as a society recycle over half of the stuff we use and we can start keeping the world clean. That and a push to renewable energy would be nice. Pretty long write-up just for a can pun. Your body is home to its own unique ecosystem, the human gut. Sounds gross, but billions of little creatures living inside you are helping you digest things, dispose of waste, and survive natural toxins in the food you consume. If you ever feel like you're useless, or that your existence means nothing, that's not true. You literally mean the world to your gut flora. This is my swamp. There's a volunteer organization called No One Dies Alone. You're at Sacred Hearts Medical Center. You're terminal. You need a companion. From someone to talk to, or just someone to hold our hand. They'll make sure someone will be there for you. Other hospitals have this too. I would like to volunteer for that. I have compassion like a motherfucker. Cheetahs are very shy animals, so some zoos give them support dogs like those for humans. It's the cutest thing ever. In dog wolf movies where they use real life dog actors, the people who have to edit all that sometimes have to add CGI tails because their dogs can't stop wagging their tail as they are so happy. I used to have a sweetheart of a dog who loved to roughhouse. She was big, and her play growls sounded scary if you didn't know how gentle she really was. Ever since her, when I see attack dogs on screen, I notice they often have the same body language and tone she had. After nearly 2 years, the DRC finally declared the end of its Ebola outbreak. Jupiter gravitational mass is so immense modern science believe it's been protecting us from meteors for millions of years. Thank you, Jupiter. Stan Lee started creating the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Iron Man, etc. at around 40, so even if you think that you can't get anything out of life, you still can push yourself creatively and leave a lasting impact on the world at an older age. I used to be a caregiver at a retirement home. I took care of a lady who started painting when she was 60 and kind of had an accidental career. She sold lots of paintings to hotels and in street fairs. She had a 20-year run as painter. Scientists have discovered that rats love playing hide and seek and squeal with joy when finding being found. I've always wanted a pet rat. This made me want one even more. My boyfriend has a panic and anxiety disorder. Whenever he gets a panic attack, one of our cats will sit on him and purr loudly. It always comforts him and calms him down. We always joke that she is our little support animal. She is very attuned to our emotions and feelings. When my grandmother passed away and I was very sad, she would not leave me alone. She would just sit next to me in silence or occasionally let out a small mew to inform me she was still there. So, as conclusion, even if you are having a crap day, your pet still loves you. I heard cat purrs are at the perfect frequency to encourage healing. Also, cats secrete a hormone which makes humans happy. That's a very good cat. 1. A penguin was once knighted in Norway. 2. Blind people can smile even though they have never seen one. It is human nature. 3. The voice actors of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse got married in real life. A knighted penguin that holds the rank of brigadier lives in Edinburgh Zoo. He was promoted in 2016. Liechtenstein once deployed 80 men for protecting the border against Austria. Despite their worries, they saw exactly zero combat. When they called it a day, they returned home with 81 men because an Italian bloke bumped into them and wanted to come live in Liechtenstein. They literally made a friend on the way. But the real homeland defense was the friend they made along the way. An eiderdown comforter by Matuk sells for over $16,000. Eiderdown is harvested by collecting it from the eider's nest, making it the only down product that doesn't result in harm to the bird. I don't know. If I was an eider bird, I'd be pretty pissed off if someone kept nicking my bed every time I left it alone for a minute. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's still okay to hug a teddy bear or soft absorbent toy of your choice when you are heartbroken and need someone to cry on. My wife and I have a stuffed elephant that was our newborn's before he passed due to premature birth difficulties that sits between us when we sleep. Some nights we both hug it and other nights one of us will have it snuggled up on our side of the bed. It does help. I heard a cat meowing outside today, so I went out to say hi, and it just came right up and flopped down on the sidewalk in front of me. Scritches were given. Think of all the worst days of your life. You've made it through every single one of them and are still going strong. There's always another day on the other side. I'm not sure, but I think I heard this line in an old Woody Woodpecker cartoon when I was a kid. You don't need to worry about tomorrow, because the day after tomorrow will have passed. Poorly traduced from French since I couldn't find the original. Sorry, I don't know why, but this has stuck since my childhood and I find it very comforting. If you've lost someone, and you feel like that are completely gone from your life, think about the impact they have had on you, on your loved ones, on others, and think of how that impact continues to live on throughout all of life. That impact won't die with them either. The chain of life goes on. Existing is hard, but most things around you are also alive and going through their own cycles. So in a way, you're on this together. Malala Yousafzai, the girl who was shot in the head by the Taliban for insisting on going to school, recently completed her final exams in the University of Oxford. She is also the youngest person to receive a Nobel Prize. Whenever I've experienced heartbreak or something scary or intimidating, I remind myself I'm not the first person ever to have gone through, and for some reason I always find it comforting. I'm not the first person to be scared or sad, and thousands of others have gotten through what I'm going through, and if they can get through it, why can't I? I'm the same. Like when I make a big mistake at work, I know I'm not the first to freak up and the world hasn't ended. Given all the atoms in the universe are recycled in various ways, having formed in the first stars, our entire body has already experienced billions of years of each atom's own personal history. Even more comforting, it's plausible those atoms will eventually become part of someone else in the future and will continue to exist in various forms, transforming continuously, until the end of time itself. So in a way, we're connected to something absolutely eternal, and our ultimate fate is to be spread across the stars. Heck, depending how deep you want to get, there's also a tiny chance that your pattern of DNA will form entirely by chance again, creating someone that is biologically you but with a whole new memory, experiences and history. Basically, everyone and everything is connected. The best part? None of this is based on religion or wishful thinking. It's actual established and current scientific fact. What I took from this is that I'm part pterodactyl. No matter how anxious you feel you are, no matter how ridden by fear you feel you are, every single one of us is the genetic survivor of hundreds of thousands of years of survivors. Each one of us came from a line of people who made the next correct intuitive move, survived incredibly difficult things, and were able to pass their genes on. So almost to the biological level, you can relax into a trust that when the moment comes where you will be faced with the biggest challenge, you will be able to draw on a deep reservoir of shared human consciousness that will say, now it's time to make the next move, and we can do this. Elizabeth Gilbert. Van Gogh didn't start painting until his late 20s. J.K. Rowling didn't publish Harry Potter until her late 30s. Samuel L. Jackson didn't get his first big role until his 40s. It's never too late to be who you might have been. It should be mentioned that Van Gogh sold only one painting in his life. People see you 20% more attractive than you see yourself. I feel like this is made up number, but I'll take it. During the Second World War, a Muslim man owned a mosque in Paris. After France got captured by the Germans, the French Jews were being killed. The Muslim man offered every Jew he could find shelter in his mosque and handed out fake Muslim certificates so they wouldn't be questioned. He saved over 400 lives. No one's your enemy, except for the ones you make yourself believe are. My country is pushing for a series of laws that would make ecocide, the destruction of the ecosystem, a punishable crime. When I sit on the couch, my dog likes to cuddle between my body and the cushion and sleep with his head resting on my shoulder. Be the person your dog thinks you are. Since animals have evolved next to human for thousands of years, they have learned to show their feeling towards us. Dogs will wag their tag, lick you, step on your feet, press their body against your legs, lay on you, etc. All in effort to show affection and be as close as physically possible to you. Cats make eye contact and slowly blink at you to say I am comfortable, I am pleased. They headbutt you as their form of a hug. They groom you as they would a kitten to care for you. They rub their scent on you to say this is my human. All mine, and it reassures them of your bond. Cows will also groom you and enjoy being pet as it is relaxing and they truly trust you. Also, elephants get excited and happy looking at humans because we are to them as dogs are to us. They think we're cute and want to play and pet us. It is estimated every 10 years, the cells in your body will have been replaced with new ones. Therefore, you get a new body every 10 years, making it so you do get a fresh start. You can tell whether a newborn baby is sick or not by looking at the color of the mother's breast milk. When a newborn baby is sick or has an infection of some kind, the mother's breast milk composition is altered so that it produces enough immune cells to fight off the infection. This occurs when cells are transmitted from the baby's saliva during breastfeeding. A mother's body is freaking amazing. Despite the fact that the universe is roughly 13.8 billion years old, you managed to exist around the same time as Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. We have been born into arguably the best point in human history. True that we have a whole slew of troubles. These issues are only minor examples compared to the plagues, social Darwinism, and overall pretty crap quality of life you'd live say 100 years back. We still have those plagues, racial biases and hatred, but we are lucky that we are alive in a time where over the past century so many strides towards equality have been made. Except black licorice, we are unfortunately still in that era. The world is more literate, healthier and well-fed than at any time in human history. The percentage of people starving to death has been on a downward trajectory for years. You are less likely to be assaulted or robbed than your parents. You are living a second on Earth that nobody has ever lived before. So every moment of your life you are making history. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Max Ehrmann, Desiderata. No matter how bad things are, someone is going to come along on AskReddit and ask the opposite question to a hugely popular question within a day or so. Don't feel bad next time you mess something up. Every single living thing is an accident. Evolution was just a series of some cell messing up. It's literally nature to make mistakes. Every cell in our body contains molecules that were something else in the past. Maybe they were in your parents' cells, maybe in the food you ate, in the cultivated land, and so on. And you can do the same reasoning also in terms of time. Maybe your cells contains molecules from an ancient Roman spear of a simple soldier. I find this amazing. The vast majority of people are actually decent. Also, we don't need to find meaning. We literally create it ourselves. Everything that matters to someone. Everything that is beautiful in the eyes of someone. The universe does care. We're the part doing the caring. There is no inherent purpose in life. That seems awful, but think about it for a minute. Any goal, any purpose, any achievement, any victory, any lesson, they are all yours. They are entirely yours. No one is handing you a half-completed work of art and telling you to finish it. When you face the end, you know that your fate and your victories belong to you and no one else. You're free. I hope these are comforting to others. but they certainly are to me. I never met my paternal grandfather, Gil. He died before I was born. When I got married, my father gave me Grandpa Gil's wedding band because I didn't have one. Grandpa Gil's ring fit me perfectly, with no alteration. I've recently developed an interest in woodworking, particularly with hand tools. For my birthday this year, my parents gave me some tools that belonged to my grandpa. When I picked them up, I felt such a strong connection to a man I've never met, and the thought that his wedding band was reunited with objects it had touched over 40 years ago brought tears to my eyes. I say all that to say this: you are connected to the people who came before you in ways that may never occur to you. You are another in a long line of unique, fascinating, and human lives, stretching back to the beginning of time. How cool is that? I'm 19 weeks pregnant today, so my miscarriage rate has dropped to 0.1%. After undergoing 6 rounds of infertility treatments and 2 miscarriages, this stat is very comforting to me. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.